Oh! I'm back. So, you know what that means. It means I didn't die. And if you watched last episode, you know that today I'm flying solo. No instructor, no safety nets, just me alone in the airplane. In moments like this, you don't get them twice. In 10 years from now, I'm gonna be at the airlines and I'm gonna be able to look back on this video and remember exactly how I felt in this moment, because you only get to solo one time. For those of you who don't know, a solo is when the student flies alone for the first time without the instructor. Up until now, the instructor's been with you the entire time, helping you out. But today, it's all on me. Every taxi, every takeoff, and every landing. There's no safety nets. So we're about to see if I'm really ready. I've only got 10.9 hours, and I told you guys I was trying to do it at 12. But today's the day. So I'll see you guys on the tarmac. Oh, it's early. So today was the day. No instructor, no backup, just me. Everything I've been training for came down to this flight. Driving in, I couldn't stop thinking about how perfect it looked. Calm, quiet, everything felt right. What I didn't know was in less than an hour, everything was about to get really chaotic. But in this moment, I had no idea.
Just got to the airport for the solo and it's IMC conditions. So right now, not gonna be able to go up, but I'm just gonna wait. I'm feeling good though, like how I feel excited. I'm not as nervous as I thought, but I think that might all change here in a second. So I'll keep you posted on that. We're just gonna wait until the weather clears up. That's just the Swan way.
And if you guys are loving the journey, then hit the sub button. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and the Swan would love to have you on board. Now, let's get to that solo.
All right, here we go. Solo.
All right, it's showtime. First takeoff alone. Let's see what I got. And in my head, I kept telling myself, don't overthink it. Don't think about the empty seat. Don't think about the what ifs. You already know how to do this. But at the same time, there's still a voice in the back of your head, like, what if something goes wrong? And at this moment, you just have to trust your training and go. And as soon as I felt the wheels leave the ground, I just thought, okay, no going back now. We're in this. But honestly, I felt really ready. I felt calm. It was a really cool feeling. That feeling really only lasted a few minutes because then things got busy, fast. There were multiple planes in the pattern, all spacing out for landing. Then a jet came in on final. Everyone had to extend. Basically, fly longer than normal to make room for this jet. Here's the thing, is I don't have ADS-B, so I can't actually see where the planes are around me. I was just memorizing where they were based off of radio calls. And all I can remember was there was about 4 planes with me in the pattern. Then, the jet came in on final, so we all had to extend. The problem was, I never saw the jet pass me. I never saw it land. So I just kept extending and waiting for the moment to turn. I kept getting further out than I'd ever been. Now I've got Class B airspace coming up in front of me. At that point, I had to make a call. I keyed the radio and asked my instructor on the ground if I could turn base. Once I turned, I was way further out than normal. A final approach I'd never practiced before. So I had to kind of just figure it out in real time. And there she is, the Swan, coming in to bring her home. You know, I just told myself, stick to the basics, aviate first. We got her back to the numbers, and let me tell you, staring down that runway, configured in exactly where I'd practice, that was the best feeling in the world. Now let's put this bird down. A little floaty, but she's down. Not bad for the first time alone in the cockpit. Now that the solo's done, Maria said that she was gonna surprise me with a celebratory lunch, so let's go see where she's gonna take me. If you're wondering what an adrenaline crash feels like after your first solo, well, feels like hunger. we landed at Paul's Landing in downtown St. Pete. And honestly, look at this view. After a morning on the runway, staring at the water is exactly what I needed. And of course, I'm going with the legendary combo, a cappuccino and a San Pellegrino. I don't care if it's 90 degrees out, this is my go-to. One sip, eyes closed, and I feel like I'm on the Amalfi Coast. But we didn't only go downtown for lunch. The Monster Energy boat races are in town. The energy on the pier is insane. Seeing these guys push the machines to the limit on the water, it's a different kind of aviation, honestly. And the pier is absolutely wall to wall. You can practically feel the horsepower in your chest when they fly by on the straightaway. It's days like this that anchor the whole career pivot for me. It's not just about the hours in the logbook, it's about the life, the city, and the freedom.
Idling its way back, I thought maybe that's how it is, how to live.
Everything's part of the flight plan. First solo, a legendary lunch, and some serious speed on the water. Not a bad day for the Swan. But now that the adrenaline is settled, I want to look back at the flight and see what was good and what can be fixed. Let's head to the debrief. Alright, well, welcome back to the debrief. And I would say for the solo, today the number one lesson that I noticed was the radio. To be honest, when I'm with my instructor, a lot of times he kind of does the heavy lifting and I'm just doing the stick and rudder. But when I was up in the plane alone, especially with no ADS-B, it's crazy how quickly the radio clicked. You know, I was listening to all the radio calls, making like a 3D map of where the planes were, because that was honestly my biggest worry, was not knowing where other traffic was. And when I'm with the instructor, I rarely listen to the radio, but alone, I definitely was listening to it. If you're struggling with the radio, go solo. You'll be surprised how fast your voice finds you and how quickly the radio clicks. And I would say lesson 2 would just be energy management and being confident when things don't go as you expect. Now, when that jet cut in, I was pretty nervous, but I felt fine. I was just gonna keep extending until it passed me, but for some reason I didn't see it. And I heard a bunch of other people on the radio kind of angry, not at me, but at the jet for cutting us off. So I knew there was a lot of people behind me. And I had thought in my head that the jet definitely passed with the amount of time that has gone by, but I didn't see it. And I didn't want to just turn base with it maybe right there. And without being able to see it on the ADS-B, it was very nerve-wracking. And luckily enough, you know, my instructor was down on the ground and I could just cue the radio and ask him if I was okay to turn base. So I didn't panic too much and I felt fine. It did make things a lot more interesting though, because I had to shoot a final approach that I had never practiced. So I had a really long extended final, and I'm just thankful I didn't end up in Class B airspace and was able to put it down. And then I would say the biggest takeaway from the whole solo experience, it wasn't so much like the adrenaline or anything, but the coolest part was just finally being able to be the one in charge completely. Like all the calls were mine. All the flying was mine, just knowing everything was on me, and landing, it was all me. When I normally fly with my instructor, sometimes in my mind I tell myself like, oh, he helped you with the landing, but when I went solo, it was like, that was me. There's no way it could be anyone else. So that was my biggest takeaway from the solo, and I'm really happy that I got that out of the way. And then I would say lesson 3 is just like humility. Last week I was going on a rant in the debrief about how you can't just have rote memory, you have to actually understand the different concepts. And this week I was studying regulations, so it was just all rote memory. But you know, what do I know? Don't listen to a pilot with just 10 hours. A lot of you guys asked about the road to 1500. How long does it take? 6 months, 2 years? Well, next video, we're gonna dive into that a little bit deeper so you guys have a better understanding of what the timeline really looks like and what to expect from my future videos. And then if you guys wanna see how I even ended up here, there should be a video right here that you can click to watch. And if not, I'll see you guys in the next episode.